So the other day, a long-term client asked me, Geoff, how do I know who to trust in the fitness industry? How do I actually assess someone to know if I can trust them? Now, if you're watching this already, you probably already trust me. Excellent. The first factor that a lot of people use is going to be their physique, the physique of the person talking. Now, this is inherently flawed for a few reasons. First, someone could have amazing genetics, and yet they don't know what they're talking about. Second, people can use steroids and still have even less idea of what they are talking about. If someone has great genetics and uses steroids, they might be a truly appalling source of information, yet they look incredible. Here's a thought experiment. If you take someone like Simian Panda, who has millions of followers, and you swap out his body for a short, fat, bald man, would he still have the same number of followers? Because if it was just his information, his physique wouldn't matter. If you took Simian Panda's information with a short, fat, bald man, he would probably have 100 followers. So I think that is a useful thought experiment. Swap someone's body out for someone else and try to assess things from that point of view. Another factor is if they have their shirt off all the goddamn time. If their information is actually good, they shouldn't need to strip down before every single video. So if someone is constantly in a disrobed state, they are probably distrustful because they have to go the way of marketing rather than actual content. The second way that people assess a source is going to be their formal education. Now, I do think that there is going to be a positive correlation between education and the actual quality of the information. However, I don't think it's as strong as a lot of people think. If someone is not in the fitness industry, they see like the letters MS or PhD or CSCS or BSBS or whatever else it is, and they automatically think,
oh yeah,
oh, this person is a professional, this person knows what they are talking about.
Nice.
However, there are certainly people with a very high level of education who are absolutely appalling sources of information.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'll actually name names. You have Joel Seedman.
Hold, don't move.
Who is a doctor, I think it's of kinesiology.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And yet, his information is absolutely rancid.
Hold it.
It's truly terrible. It is just to get clicks, to get views.
Oh yeah, perfect.
To push his bullshit narratives. And yet, he does have a doctorate.
Nice, good.
On the other hand, there are doctors who I absolutely respect, and I think that they wouldn't have the same quality of information if they hadn't been through a formal education process. So, I do think on the whole, it has value. You just have to realize there are exceptions, and sometimes the exceptions are truly terrible.
Perfect, good.
You also have people like me who have no formal education in lifting, in exercise, in anything like that. And yet, you might get value from their content. I'm not saying I'm an expert in any particular area. There are certainly experts who are far more educated than me on literally any particular topic in fitness. I am more of a generalist, and I've never claimed to be an expert in anything. I even made a video saying that I am not an expert. That being said, you might get value from my content even if I don't have a particular degree. Number 3 is going to be strength or athletic performance. They see someone and they, lift 600 pounds or they have an 800 pound squat or whatever, and they automatically think that this person is going to be a great resource. And I think to a certain extent this is true. If I see someone in my gym deadlift 800 pounds or something,
tell me why.
I want to know, I want to pick their brain. I want to, watch them. I want to see their mechanics. I want to actually get inside their brain and see what they are thinking, what they are visualizing, how they are actually lifting that weight. Especially if it's a lift that I have yet to perfect, which is literally every single lift. So I think absolute performance is important, but you also have to realize there are genetic freaks who don't actually internalize, let alone externalize and explain what they are doing. Some elite athletes make truly terrible coaches. They just don't know how to explain and help other people get better. They might reach a high level themselves, but helping someone else is a completely different situation. You have the greatest squatter of all time, and someone is struggling with 3 plates on the squat, and they're just like, just stand up. It's only 3 plates, just stand up. Quit being a little bitch. Number 4 is that they train elite athletes. This is something I see a lot. They say, oh, he was a coach for the Knicks or some other sports team. And this doesn't mean all that much. A lot of professional trainers aren't that good. And this might seem shocking to you, but I have seen some truly stupid stuff by these trainers.
Tell me why, tell me why.
Nice.
Celebrity trainers, elite athlete trainers, it doesn't actually mean a whole lot. People think that it means a whole lot, and they think, oh wow, this guy trained Matt Damon or some other professional athlete or whatever. It just doesn't mean all that much in reality. Number 5 is going to be novelty. The average person, if they hear the basics, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it's going to take hard work. They don't want to hear the same old, normal, boring, basic exercises are going to be optimal. They want to hear something new. They want to be promised something novel. They want that sweet fucking dopamine release. They want something new because they don't want something old. It's the click-through era, the swipe left-right era, and they want something they've never heard before. And some content creators are dishonest enough to be happy to give them that.
Hold it.
Yeah, here's your 60th bicep exercise. Have fun. Number 6 is going to be promises. Now, let's say you have a group of 20 trainers and you're trying to decide which one to go with. And most of them say they can help you gain 15, 20 pounds of muscle in a year. The occasional, like, oh yeah, I'll help maybe 22. And then one guy is like, I have the secret to help you gain 50 pounds of muscle in a year. Now, I think a lot of people will recognize that is bullshit, but enough people won't be able to that trainer will keep doing well.
What's going on, guys?
They'll get a lot of people, and actually, they will do better than the average trainer, even though they are lying through their teeth. And plus, some clients might still be happy with that lie. They promise 50 pounds of muscle. They actually get like 15 pounds of muscle, and yet they are happy because that is still a significant amount of progress. So some trainers will just lie to hook people in, and then there's really no consequence. However, that's still a lie, and it's still something you should watch out for, because some people will lie, and then they'll lie about everything. Do you really want that kind of person with your credit card details? Probably not. Number 7 is going to be popularity. This is a big one that a lot of people judge by, and it's one of the reasons why as your channel grows, it tends to grow even faster. The more followers you gain, the more likely it is for someone to follow you. You get some kind of like social clout snowball effect. The average person thinks if someone has over 1 million followers, they're automatically good. Like there's just no way someone could get 1 million followers without being pretty good, right? To be perfectly honest, most of the best channels that I follow and I actually get information from are in the sort of 10,000 to 200,000 range, maybe 250. And there are a few channels above 1 million that are good, but most channels above 1 million just aren't that good sources of information because they have to appeal to a more mainstream audience, and the things that they need to do to market themselves and continue to grow are often over-promising, under-delivering, appealing to this mainstream audience, which is not going to be that informational content, which is actually going to be the best and most mature way to go about things. Number 8 is going to be charisma and lies. So most people, they don't actually know how to assess the words that are coming out of someone's mouth. You could say the dankest shit ever, but if you don't say it in the right way, with the right flow and the right tone and the right confidence, that doesn't mean anything. So most people, they just assess something based on how someone says it. Do they have like the right posture? Are they, animated? Are they, do they have graphics on the screen? Does it look very professional, very polished? They don't know how to assess the actual words, the actual content, just how it looks. Following up on that, a lot of fitness influencers lie through their teeth, and most people have no idea. My fitness bullshit detector is pretty well developed, but I would say most people, they have no idea if they're being lied to or not. They just have no clue. If you find someone has been lying to you about something, about anything, that should be a huge red flag. If you find out that someone, used fake weights, it calls into question everything they do.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
If they're willing to do, fake weights on camera, you think they're not willing to inject something off camera? Probably not. Number 9 is money. A lot of fitness influencers, once they've made it, will have these not so subtle flexes showing that they've made it and that they are successful. And a lot of people who follow them really take this as a sign that they are a good source of information. But think about it. If someone has to show you their car to show you that they're a good source of information, is their information really good? Or their cribs, or their jewels, or their rings, or their watches? I'll Photoshop that in. You get the idea. Number 10 is going to be science. A lot of people, if they see a study linked on the screen, they automatically trust what is being said. However, there are a few problems with this. First, often the study doesn't say what they actually say it says. So they might make a claim, and then you go to the actual study, and nothing they fucking said is backed up by the actual study. I've actually had links that were broken. So they linked this study, and I clicked on the link, and it went to nowhere. Or it went to a study that was completely different. And this might be dishonest, this might be a mistake, but it definitely doesn't back up what they're actually saying. Plus, one study doesn't really mean very much. A lot of evidence is very, very conflicting, especially in diet. I mean, some people think that veganism is the best diet ever. Other people say that keto is the best diet ever. How can those things both be true? You have studies to back up both sides. What's the actual truth? You don't know. It's probably somewhere in the middle. So, what do? You can't go based on physique. You can't go based on someone's education. You can't trust whether they've trained elite athletes. You can't trust them based on their money. You can't trust them based on these studies that they are linking or not linking, or even the meta-analyses in some cases. So, it is very, very difficult to trust people. And so my advice is to be skeptical, to not trust anyone. Don't trust me, okay? Don't put all of your faith in me because I could be wrong. Hey, it might happen. Who knows? You also want to get multiple sources of information. Absolutely. Someone actually told me, and this has happened a few times actually, people said, Geoff, I unfollowed everyone else and I'm only using you for fitness content now. Now, some people would be like, yeah, fuck all you other influencers. But I was actually like, no, you should absolutely get multiple sources because a lot of people have great information and you shouldn't just rely on one person. You should definitely get multiple sources and try to get to the experts in every field. Because again, I am a generalist. I don't have a bunch of specific knowledge in any one particular area. You should also take information and apply it to yourself. Don't blindly trust anyone. If someone says 3 sets of 10 is the best, give it a shot. See if it works for you. Then someone else says, no, 10 sets of 3 are better. Give it a shot. See if it works for you. Assess the pros and the cons and see if it actually brings you the results that you want or that they claim. Next, be frugal. Don't spend your money needlessly. There is a lot of bullshit in the fitness industry. A lot of stuff is overpriced. My book is $15 right now. I would never ever sell it for more than $50 just because that is not worth it because there's so much good information out there for free. And, basically just buy it if you want to support me, if you want to appreciate all that dank free content that I put out over the past year and a half or so. But, don't buy a course that is $1,000 just because it promises to revolutionize your life. It probably won't. Finally, realize that there is no savior in fitness. I can call out bullshit every day for the rest of my life, but that doesn't mean it's going to be enough because there's always going to be bullshit in the fitness industry and it's up to every individual to protect themselves. All right. That is all for this video. A bit of a depressing one today.
Nice.
But like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in that next video. Peace.